There's another 12-minute clip of our long ass clip essentially of Kyle Kulinski noting something that Joe Rogan did and therefore saying that, oh wow, look, this is a good thing. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's, oh look, Joe Rogan called Trump a man baby. Look at this moment. Joe Rogan is praising Bernie Sanders in a recent clip. Look at that. How could he possibly be a leftist or whatever? And I'm like, wow, how can he possibly be so gullible? Like, how can Kyle Kulinski possibly still be this gullible?
I mean, put
To
exclamation
this
point
stuff.
praises. Oh my god.
So here's one. I feel like we're paying too much attention to Joe Rogan lately. His commenters are banging into him. One writes 90% of Joe Rogan's worldview is formed by other people's opinions. There's one
Facts.
there's one guy who wrote in here, and I've honestly got to just like pull up my long archive of messages that I flooded the group chat with because this is just when it got great here. But the one person wrote, some people are political signposts and some people are weather vanes. Joe Rogan is a darn wind turbine. Um, Other people, yeah, saying I feel like we're paying too much attention to Joe Rogan. One guy said, I want to see if I can get this tweet up because it's just way too good. Um, yeah, this guy says, "Oh, we're back to our weekly video of giving Joe Rogan the old-fashioned."
Oh,
I love that phrase. Like, I'm never gonna order a drink the same way again. Like, hey there, barkeep, could you give me a old-fashioned?
god.
My good friend Joe, Kyle, you're making the Bernie fallacy, which is really interesting because Kyle Kulinski criticized Bernie Sanders for something that I'm talking about. I was alluding to earlier in the show about Bernie Sanders being too nice to Joe Biden and saying, no, this is my good friend Joe. Oh, listen, no, Kamala Harris is a good people. By trying to play nice with the Democratic Party, when the Democratic Party was always going to come at you knives out, was a
Yeah.
mistake. Go after the Democratic Party. Go after them because they don't care about you at all. They will humiliate you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
No, I was like, yeah, I mean, it's hit or miss. It's always tough to know what angle Bernie could have took of him. He's been off since '91 or something like that. So, Lord knows. Whatever it is, though, it didn't work, unfortunately. And yeah, like that comment is like, yeah, my good friend Joe. Is that some kind of like Delaware slang? Is that where he's from? Whatever. Is that some kind of the Northeast slang or something? I don't know. Everybody's your good friend.
Love how he's like, it's amazing that Joe Rogan and Kyle's relationship parallels Bernie and Biden's relationship. We saw how that turned out during the primary. Rogan is exactly like a couch. Whoever sits on a couch leaves their indention. I get that. It's a really good one. Rogan just repeats the last thing he hears. Imagine him praising Bernie, de facto endorsing DeSantis, and calling Canada communist in the same week.
Oh my god.
The amount of energy Kyle spends on defending Joe Rogan is really weird. I think this is Bam's
To
favorite
be
comment.
fair, it's a little. My man really is committed to making Joe Rogan loved by the average American,
Yeah. And
average Democratic American.
yeah, I only am doing this because Kyle Kulinski's continued work as a so-called leftist pundit while he is defending Joe Rogan, the nation's perhaps the nation's top transphobe, at a time when transgender individuals, non-binary individuals, people in the LGBTQ plus spectrum are not just facing, rhetorical social media, oh no, Jordan Peterson made a segment about me kind of hatred.
Yeah.
They're facing laws that are coming against them. They're facing actual violence in the streets that are coming against them. And instead of rallying to their offense, instead of Kyle Kulinski doing what he did to start his show and speaking truth to power to people, he's instead going, no, listen, I'm really friends with this guy who has a really popular podcast who I'm trying to get on so I can get my YouTube numbers, which have been completely stagnant for the past couple months, to move somewhere closer higher. And me dating Crystal Ball is not quite doing that enough for me. So if I can just get one more Joe Rogan appearance, then maybe I can just get a little more clout. Maybe I'm being unfair, but I don't think I am being unfair because Kyle Kulinski has consistently taken the route of his own poor instincts over what people who have tried to warn him about where his instincts are taking him have warned him about. And that's taking him to now he's losing his own audience. Why are his numbers not growing? Because he keeps making videos like this. Because when I was Googling this video, there's a video where sorry, this is a different video, but like I'm gonna make a video where Kyle Kulinski's subreddit and people talking about Kyle Kulinski, his fans are turning on him because of his commentary. They're seeing it as getting stale. They're seeing him as trying to chase a centrist right-wing audience who is flippant towards racial justice or gender justice, sees those things just like basic identity politics without seeing white identity politics as a thing. So this is something I really want to warn Kyle on because I don't think he's one of those bad guys. Hell, maybe I'm doing the same thing with Kyle Kulinski that Kyle Kulinski is doing with Joe Rogan, that Bernie Sanders is doing with Joe Biden. Hopefully I don't get to that point, but like I want to give Kyle Kulinski a tiny bit more benefit of the doubt here because he's done good things and he's actually put his money where his mouth is and his like blood and sweat where his mouth is in starting Justice Democrats. But this is cratering all that stuff. This is the beginning. Like, I hope this is the beginning of the route to one of those Glenn Greenwald stories. You know, I had Glenn Greenwald interview Alex Jones, and I want to play Valorant, so I won't get you on that too much. Maybe we'll talk while we're playing Valorant. But, like, Kyle doesn't need to be loyal to anyone, but I would consider you to be a turncoat of some kind if you are deciding to forego your audience for Joe Rogan, to forego queer people in your audience, people of color in your audience, for Joe Rogan. That's insane, dude. But I think Kyle's trying to do it. I hope not. Also, I just want to say on Twitch, just really fast on Twitch, thank you, Peblito, for following. Really appreciate you. But yeah, sorry, Cecil, what are you going to say?
Very good. Thank you, Pablito. I believe that was one of my former followers. Welcome aboard. I can't imagine you would want to throw away some of your supposed ideals, views, and values and morals just to get some view clout off of Joe Rogan. But hey, man, I've seen worse on YouTube.